Nobody's supposed to know my net worth, but now everybody is and will, and I hope you're impressed.
Former President Donald Trump is not happy about the valuations for his real estate and assets, and this is on the second day of his civil trial in New York. The civil trial accuses him of engaging in financial fraud, and he's not the only one. His sons and his businesses have been accused of engaging in financial fraud as well, essentially inflating his assets to the tune of billions of dollars in an effort to secure all sorts of goodies, including loans and insurance. Now, the judge had ruled in a summary judgment just last week that he was in fact guilty of committing financial fraud. And now the real question is, what will the penalties be, right? He's also been accused of falsifying business records and insurance fraud. So with that context out of the way, let's get to some of the updates, including how Donald Trump really is his own worst enemy. If I were him, I would maybe stop attacking the judge because this is not a jury trial. He and his legal team have chosen to take the route of a non-jury trial, which means the judge will be making the decisions. But for some reason, he can't stop himself from going after the judge, and he's already paid some consequences for that. Now, he posted the following this morning, and gives you a sense of the kind of stuff he's saying that could get him in trouble. Now that it has been agreed in court that Mar-a-Lago is worth 50 to 100 times the value, the racist and incompetent Attorney General of New York State, Letitia Peekaboo James.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of theories as to what peekaboo means. I don't know, I don't care. It's just Trump assigning nicknames. That's just what he does. Ascribed to it $18 million. We hope the judge will terminate his first ruling of fraud in that he was given false and ridiculous information by the Trump deranged lunatic A.G. James. Now, Trump's plea to Engoron is strange to say the least, especially since he made that demand following his attacks on the judge. He called the judge a Trump hater and rogue judge. I'm sure the judge probably didn't take kindly to that and is less likely to, consider your demands when you're attacking him. Trump even stated that Engoron should resign from the bench and be sanctioned by the courts for his abuse of power and his intentional and criminal interference with the presidential election of 2024. By the way, let me just go back to his Truth Social post. When he says that it has been adjudicated in court that his properties are worth 50 to 100 times the value that Letitia James claims they are, that has not been adjudicated in court at all.
Of course not.
I just want to be clear in case anyone's confused by that. You should be skeptical of most of his claims, but just wanted to clarify. Anyway, that aside, you'll also notice that Trump claimed that Mar-a-Lago is now worth something between 900 million to 1.8 billion dollars. But in 2020, Trump and his company listed Mar-a-Lago at a worth of just 490 million on financial documents given to banks. So it appears that there's a little bit of a conflict there with the numbers.
So first of all, whenever they give it to banks, they're already overinflating it, right? Because that's gonna help them get bigger loans. Whenever they're giving it to the IRS, they make it a lower number so that they pay less taxes on it, right? So the 490 is already massively inflated. But now in that same clip that we showed you with Trump, he kept going. And yesterday he said 50 to 100. He repeated it again today, but then he gave a more specific number. He said about 1.5 billion. That's what Mar-a-Lago is worth. So it tripled in value, not according to me, but according to you. It tripled in value in the last 3 years. Okay, look, Magda, you want to believe it? You can believe anything you like.
I mean, okay. Look, I don't believe it. I want to be clear, but honestly, with the way real estate has been increasing in value in recent years, maybe.
No,
I know. No. I know that that's not true in this particular case because it's such a massive increase.
It's not even 490, guys. None of it is true. He's a perpetual, ridiculous liar. Okay, so show me what its value is according to what you hand into the IRS.
But honestly, okay, so Letitia James claims that Mar-a-Lago is worth 18 million.
That also sounds ridiculous.
It does sound ridiculous.
Yeah, so we're fair. I get it. I don't know what its real value is. Okay, you know what, guys? I'll bother to call real estate friends that know real estate in Florida and get the real rough value for you guys. But it ain't anywhere within planets of 1.5 billion. If you haven't figured out that Donald Trump is a hilarious liar yet, Man, there's nothing I could do to help you.
And by the way, don't take it from us. Take it from his now former personal attorney, former fix-it lawyer, Michael Cohen, who was, of course, deposed for this case. Cohen gave an example in which the former president might want to be higher on the Forbes list. So he'd suggest that, for example, his $6 billion net worth should actually be $8 billion. Alan Weisselberg and I were tasked with increasing those assets to accommodate that $8 billion number, Cohen said.
Okay, so I don't even believe that it was anywhere near $6 billion, okay, the company, let alone Trump's value. But look at how they're playing with the numbers. They're just adding $2 billion. Do you know how much $2 billion is? Do you have any idea how difficult it is to increase the value of your properties or any other assets you have by $2 billion?
I literally can't even conceptualize it, yeah.
And they just, you know what, they go in, Weisselberg and Cohen go in and go, all right, that was now worth $1.5 billion.
Yeah,
They just,
Alan Weisselberg and Anthony Calamari. I don't know if Calamari was involved in any of that, but that guy exists.
They're just, I mean, Cohen was one of the guys who literally was fixing the numbers. He's turned in evidence, went to jail for it.
Yes.
And he's like, yeah, we would just make up numbers.
And he's not the only former Trump attorney who is providing some damning testimony against Trump. Former Trump accountant Donald Bender testified that at one point he discovered that Trump and his company were withholding certain documents that should have been given to him as he compiled Trump's financial statements. Bender added that they'd failed to turn over paper documents over a number of years.
He never follows the law. And so now MAGA's catching feelings because for the first time, an elite is being held accountable and it's one of theirs. And they're like, that's so unfair. All the elites should be held unaccountable. No, guys, it's fair to ask that all the elites be held accountable. It's not fair to say, even though Donald Trump has broken the law dozens, if not hundreds of times in his life, and brazenly so, and almost everyone who's ever worked with them says, yeah, we would break the law all the time, right? Or he would break the law all the time. For you guys to go, no, let him go. If you say let him go, you're saying, yeah, there should be a two-tier justice system. One for the rich and the elites, and they should get to cheat all they like and pretend what the value of their properties is higher so they could get even more money and cheat even more, but we shouldn't be allowed to do any of it.
When this type of fraud takes place, it actually does have an impact on you and your financial health, right? It has an impact on the kinds of fees you get charged by these banks. Like when people defraud the banks and the banks suffer financially as a result, what do you think they do? You think they just absorb it? No, they implement higher fees and higher interest rates on loans that you might need to take out. So just consider that. This is actually a pretty big deal, not only because it has an impact on you, but because should you ever even attempt to fudge the numbers a little bit to get a favorable loan or insurance, you think anyone's gonna rally in support of you and look out for you and say it's unfair that you're being prosecuted?
No way.
Of course not.
Yeah, so I gotta add a couple of things here. First of all, one of our members, again, great point, Gabby Marita wrote in, Mar-a-Lago is worth $1.8 billion, just like Trump is 6'3" and 215 pounds. MAGA, you still believe he's 215 pounds? That's what he self-reported the other day, 215. Come on, the guy's an obvious comical liar, comical, right? Okay, now here comes the real problem. The real problem is, and this is my guess, and this is speculation, okay? And I'm probably on the extreme end of it, I'm just being honest with you guys. I don't think he even has $250 million. And so I think that he's in a cold sweat panic, and that's why he's lashing out in every way. And by the way, the judge put a gag order on him now, which we're gonna get to in a second, okay? Because he doesn't even have $250 million, it's gonna bankrupt him. And then what's he gonna do? He's gonna have to sell off Mar-a-Lago, et cetera. He can't stomach it. So he's panicking. This panics him even more than the criminal trials does. So we'll find out. Maybe he's got it and he's like, oh, I have $8 billion, like Michael Cohen and Weisselberg wrote. $250 million is a chump change, here you go, boom. Well, we're gonna find out soon enough.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us, become a Young Turk.